Welcome to our discussion on the financial statements and some business decisions. In this class or in this session, we will try to understand the impact of acquisition of assets on the balance sheet. But we know that acquisition of asset can happen for cash, or acquisition of asset can happen by issuing shares, or acquisition of assets can happen by issuing bonds. So acquisition of asset in different ways, will they have an effect on differently on the book value per share, is the focus of our conversation. So for this, I take once again an opening balance sheet where the book value per share is 5, because the number of shares are 200,000, which is the face value of 2 and capital of 400,000. There is an equity of 1 million because there is a retained profit of 600,000. So the present book value is 5. Now let us see if the acquisition of asset is anyway going to change the book value per share. The first case is purchase plant for cash 60,000. So that means we purchase the plant for cash and by paying the cash immediately. Okay? So therefore plant will increase by 60,000 and cash will reduce by 60,000 because you purchase the plant for cash. No change in the capital, no change in the retained profit, no change in the bonds, no change in the creditor, and the total of the asset side is 1.5 million. No change in the inventory and no change. So in this case, cash is converted to a plant, so no impact on the total of the balance sheet, no impact on equity, no impact on the number of shares. So the book value per share has not changed. But if the same asset, that is plant, purchased by issuing shares and that too at par, then let us see what happens. If the shares are issued at par, okay, we are acquiring an asset worth of 60,000 and we are issuing the shares at 2. So when you are issuing the shares at 2, the number of shares issued is equal to the cost of the asset divided by the issue price of the share, which is 2 here, which is equal to the face value. So the number of shares issued is 30,000. Face value of the share is 2. So capital will increase by 60,000. Our base case will compare with the base case. So the capital is increasing by 60,000. Why did the capital increase? We increased the capital because we acquired the plant of 60,000. So acquisition of plant resulted in increase in the capital, and capital has been increased by issuing shares at par, which is at the face value. No change in the retained profit, no change in the bonds, creditors, or there is no premium. So the total sources have gone up because the capital has gone up by 60,000. No change in the inventory, no change in the cash because we did not use the cash to purchase the assets, no change in the receivable, balance sheet tallied. But observe, in this case, we purchased the plant, but this time by issuing shares at par. Because you issued the shares at a price less than the book value, so therefore the book value per share has come down. So acquisition of plant at by issuing shares at par will have an impact on the book value, and in this case the book value has come down because the issue price is less than 5, which is the book value per share. Now let us see if the shares are issued at a premium. In this case, the shares are issued of 2 at 10. That means at a premium of 8. If the shares are issued at a premium, same cost, we'll keep the cost of the plant to be same, 60,000, so that we can understand the impact better. So 60,000 cost of the plant, the issue price is 10. The number of shares issued is equal to 6,000. Why? Because the issue price is 10. In this case, issue price was 2, so the number of shares issued are 30. So we are issuing 6,000 shares. The face value of the share is 2, so the excess of 10 over 2 is the premium. We know that capital is always shown as the face value unless the concept of the face value is not used in a particular country like Singapore. So the capital is 12,000, which is 6,000 into 2, and premium is 6,000 into 8. So this is a working note. Let us see the impact of this. So the capital will increase, original base case capital plus 12. Okay, capital will increase by 12,000 and the share premium will increase by 48,000 and plant will increase by 60,000. So let us recap. The acquisition of plant has resulted in creation of an equity, which is capital and the premium. So in this case, unlike here, the capital has increased fully to the extent of the cost of the asset. But here the shares have been issued at a premium. No change in the retained profit, no change in the bonds and the creditors. Okay? No change in the inventory because we are only examining the impact of the additional purchase only. No change in the cash also. But observe here, because the shares are issued at a premium, the book value per share has gone up. The book value of the shares have gone up because the book value of shares have gone up because the shares have been issued at premium. Now let us examine what will happen if the shares are if the acquisition of plant happens for the issue of the bonds, and if the plant is purchased for the acquisition of plant results in creation of a liability of 60,000. So in this case, the no change in the capital, but the bonds will increase. Bonds will increase by 60,000. Okay, bonds will increase by 60,000, and the plant will increase by 60,000. So acquisition of plant has resulted in increase in the liability, and the liability is a bond here. No change in the capital, no change in the retained profit, no change in the creditors. There is no premium on shares, right? No premium on shares. So plant acquisition has resulted in creation of a liability or increase in liability called bonds. No change in the cash because we have not paid cash, and no change in the receivable because nothing happened on any other trade. What happened here? So in this case, the face value, the capital is not affected, equity is not affected, only a liability has increased. So therefore, the book value per share has not changed. Now if you can observe, therefore, acquisition of asset is an investment decision. But how are you going to finance that asset? The asset can be financed by using existing cash. The asset can be financed by issuing shares at a premium. The asset can be financed by issuing shares at a premium, or can be issued at par, or asset can be acquired by issuing the bonds. One has resulted in decrease in cash, other has resulted in the increase in capital only, and in this case the equity has increased because of the capital and premium, and in this case no change in the capital, no change in the retained profit, no change in the premium, but except the bonds or the liability has gone up. So the same asset acquisition of the same asset will have different impact on the book value per share because the book value changes because of equity and the equity changes because of the retained premium, retained profits and premium. So the price at which the shares are issued also will have an impact on the book value per share. And book value we are interested to understand because we made an assumption that the book value per share helps us in understanding the price of the share. So we made a broad assumption that the price can be explained by observing the book value per share. And book value is in the hands of the management. So management can influence the price by changing the book value per share. So an accounting perspective of the market is the market can be understood by seeing the financial statements, and one of the numbers of the financial statements is the book value per share. So we'll keep on observing different decisions and impact on the balance sheet and the book value. Thank you very much.